Hey guys, welcome back to Montana. In this video, got the new tires and wheels mounted, and we're gonna get them on the truck. At least test fit them. Definitely have to do some trimming in the front, so we'll see how they look and see how they fit and all that good stuff. Let's go take a look at these wheels. I'm stoked. So these are Fuel Cyclone 20 by 10s with a little bit of a negative offset, negative 44. And then these are Federal Explorer RT. They're like a hybrid mud street tire. So a little more life than a mud tire, not as much noise, but way more grip. And these are 35 by 12 and a halves. I mean, the truck is jacked up, and I tell them I need to trim the front bumper. Although what I may do is see if it's enough, or I can just space it out a little bit and do the front bumper spacing. And then we'll see how much NORCAL I need to do in the back. So I think it looks good. I like the white now. It's kind of not feeling the white yesterday. The white with the stock work wheels, it just looks like a work truck, and it should. It's a work truck. But when you put the black wheels on it, all of a sudden the white goes from work truck to a clean white. Just something about the gloss black goes a long way. Still thinking about doing the caps and the mirrors white, and then I want to do a vinyl on the roof between the rain gutters, gloss black as well. Poke is good, not too crazy, but just aggressive enough. It's my neighbor and his 3rd gen Cummins. It sounds awesome. It's loud. I don't know if I want to drive with that all day, but it's awesome. Poke is good, not too crazy. Looks crazier from back here because the body goes in. Also, like, is the Sierras and Denali's have this like bumper insert? I'm gonna see if I can pick that up. I would assume it would be the same. The fender's pretty much the same. Let's see if it fits. All right, I'm just putting off the inevitable now. We'll go get the air tools and spray paint and get this fender liner off and try and get in there. All right, so it's definitely rubbing in the back. So we got NORCAL in the back. I've never seen so many fender liner bolts before. I think GM was really worried about this bad boy coming loose. I think I got them all. No, I missed at least one. I missed another one too. Someone explain to me why they made this thing felt. Like, why is it not just plastic? It's like, I feel like that would get dirtier. Is it cheaper? I just don't understand. Whew, dirty in here. All right, so I got to look it up again. From what I understand, I need to take this stuff out. This doesn't catch fire. It's just lining on the inner fender, and then I need to do some sort of cutting here, and folding this up. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go watch the video on that. The bumper, I think, is gonna be easy to get off. Famous last words. All right, I think we got a plan of attack here. So basically, I'm going to take this out here, and then I'm going to cut basically from here up to here, I think it was. Here's this whole thing. And then I'm going to hammer this back, and then let's get this out. Once I hammer that back, I need to cut like the bottom part of this whole pinch weld off. But let me turn the tires a little bit and see where we are as far as clearance, just to get a better idea. So I don't know if you can hear me over the motor, but I got the truck basically full lock here, and it almost touches. It was really just hitting the plastic. But I'm still gonna knock it back and cut it pretty good. That way I got enough clearance with suspension travel. Not that I really be having that much travel, you know, as I was off-roading. Let's see how much the front hits. So the front's actually hitting the support here, and I'm gonna get that off so I don't destroy the tire. Tire's okay, but the tire's actually cutting on. Thankfully, this is just plastic. So I'll be able to cut that out of the way too. Doesn't look like it's really rubbing on anything else, but I think if I space the bumper and cut this, I'll be all right. Yeah, it's rubbing down here, so I'm definitely gonna space the bumper, and then I will cut this side before I put the wheel on. So let's see how this fits on again. So this I'm gonna have to trim too. I'll probably just end up keeping the outer edge of this just so it cleans up the outside of the truck. Alright, so I think if I cut this, bend that back, I can flip that, cut this, and bend that up. Okay. Alright, here goes nothing, cutting a brand new truck. Stuff all over me. And I've got this part all cut up, and now I'm going to try and hammer this part in and see what I got to do with there. Not much clearance with the wheel here. Easier on the other side. So to make my life easier, I took the wheel off, and it's nice to see by the impression and Andy sees that the wheel is making full contact. I've got this cleaned up a little bit so it'll dry off before I paint it. Got this part hammered in. I'm going to try and cut through some of this pinch weld here. I don't know that I need to do all of it. I think I'm just gonna come up to like here maybe. Just don't like cutting through a pinch weld. Okay, so you can see I've got this cut out here and that a little bit, so I'm gonna get my grinder and smooth up this edge a little bit. This is the actual white for the truck. Again, this is more to prevent rust. Most of this is going to be behind the fender liner. It's going to be runny, but it'll do the trick. Whew. So the front bumper's off. There's some supports under there, a harness. I like how it's one harness for both fogs. And then gotta take the grill off, and then you take the whole thing off. There's 4 more bolts up here. You take it off. What you need to do is take off these end supports here, go to the hardware store, get some washers and longer bolts to space this out a little bit. I guess the only issue with that is, oh no, that'll be fine. Yeah, because the bumper's still going to attach to this. This whole plate is going to move. I guess maybe the rear supports aren't going to stay on, but I'll see how that goes. Now, I don't know if I'm going to like the way it looks to have the bumper pushed out, but it's something I can pretty easily reverse. But here's the original bolt and washer, and here's the new guy. So it's a little bit longer. So make sure it fits and threads in. Yeah, it's fine. All right, so I got a bunch of these smaller ones to sort of replace this outside one. It's the way the head kind of goes in there. It wasn't too steady. So I think I got 8 of these, yeah. So I got 8 of these little bit smaller ones to be the outside one to kind of match this guy. So 10 of these other guys buys me just about 3/4 of an inch. I just want to make sure I still have enough thread. That should be just about perfect amount of thread in there with 10. So I think I'm actually going to do 9 behind it and 1 in front, so that I get enough meat on there. So you see I've got the small washer and then 1 big washer on the front, and then 9 behind each. So I'm just going to tighten these up. All right, so I got it back on, and I tried to get the bolts in a similar position to where they were before. I think they'll be okay. Let's do the other side. I don't know if that just recorded, but I've got the bumper spaced out about 1/4 inch on both sides, or 3/4 inch rather. I just don't know if I'll be able to get this bracket on. Probably just get one of the bolts in there, the far bolts. That's probably where a kit comes in handy, plus better grade bolts, but I think this will be okay. Let's see if I can get the bumper mounted back up, and then I can test fit the wheel, see what we need to do about the fender liner. Okay, the bumper's back on. And these are actually able to attach no problem because it swivels up here like this, and those two are fine. So still got to do the NORCAL on this side. Got to get the grill back on, fog lights hooked back up. But I think the first step is I'm going to get the tire back on this side, the new tire back on this side, and see how it fits over here, and see what kind of trimming I need to do on that piece, if any. Just make sure we're clear all the way around. Probably gonna have to trim a little bit, like, you know, maybe here to this balance too. Maybe something like that. I'll come up with a line. Let's see how it is in the back. So I'm sure nothing's like really gonna eat the tire. So the clear's fine in the back, a couple inches back there. I have to trim off like somewhere like around here. I'll probably trim it like that to keep most of this. But up front, so I'm thinking something like this. And the tape didn't really want to stick here. There's kind of this natural convergence. Well, that's not natural, but the way they designed it, it's convergence right about here. So it's going to try and come right down here. I ended up switching to the Recip saw. It actually gave me a clean cut. The other one just was not cutting. It was not cutting it, the cutoff wheel. I don't have any grinding wheels, so I'm gonna try and get a nice line here. All right, it's cut. Not so sure about this line, so I'm gonna try and curve it a little bit here. See if we can just use the grinder and curve it. And then same thing here, curve it in a little bit. Well, the grinder and the chrome edge don't really get along, so I don't want to mess it up. It's a little bit awkward in that once you get in the chrome, I think the fender, whatever, the balance is fine, but that part's a little awkward. I like to see it a little more curved here. But I'm running short on time, so let me see if this fits. Okay, so I'm still hitting this big plastic fairing up here, so I'm going to cut out the inside of this fairing. And I might actually need to come up a little bit higher too, which could work out. Well, I'm not going to quite call it a fail, but it's not quite as nice as I would like it. It's got a little rough up here, and then the saw bowed out a little bit here, and I tried to grind it down a little bit. I could probably keep grinding and getting on it. It's not too bad, I guess. I do plan on getting a bumper eventually for it, but that's frustrating. That's it for tonight. Friends are coming over, and just have to call it quits for the weekend on this. So, unfortunately, I duffed the chrome a little bit here, but I got a pretty clean cut. But I got an okay clean cut, considering. And then from the front, it looks pretty. From the front, it looks pretty symmetrical. Like I said, it is what it is. It's definitely going to work for now. Good to go. I hope that this metal here doesn't interfere. Looks like it's shielding washer fluid reservoir, kind of like on the Tahoe. I got the hub greased up. Time to get the fender liner in. I have these self-tapping screws laying around and some washers. I put the self-tapping screw through the washer to give it a little more holding strength so that the head of the screw doesn't pull through the material. I was able to get one in the factory location, and then I put another one over towards where I cut off part of the pinch weld. And those are in there. I'll probably hit them with a little spray paint later. So the only problem I'm having is this fender liner hitting the tire here, but there's plenty of room behind it. I just gotta figure out a way to get it pulled back. Maybe there's something I can zip tie to back there. That fender support. So I'll probably put 2 holes in there and then pull it back with a zip tie. Right over here, I'm gonna do 2 holes in this guy. Have these 11-inch zip ties here. I'm gonna thread it through the back so that the plastic fastener is not in the front. And anywhere it'll rub on the tire if something happens. So just put this around the bumper support. Just can't get my hands in there, but let me show you. So I'm gonna run it around that bumper support and pull it tight. And if I need to pull another one, I can. So you can see in there, I got it pulled up pretty tight. Maybe see it from that angle. And I'm gonna drill another hole on here and then 2 on here and try and pull one close tight that way. Got this one in here. And that's inside the fender line, so let's just see if the tire rubs anywhere in here. Oh yeah, we're good. I've fit my whole hand in there. I just want to make sure that I don't need to do anything with this metal back there. I think it's going to be more than fine though, but all right, got the front zip tied. I zip tied it here, if you can see that, and there. Kind of keep it flush with the outside here. Could probably pull that in a little bit more. So I just took a second and pulled this a little bit tighter, get it more flush here. Now to get this piece to fit, and I really think I can just kind of trim it down like this. And as long as this is kind of covered, we'll be good. And this is the inside of the wheel well and the bottom of the truck, the fender bolts. So I'm gonna try and cut it here, down through here, and then to this line. I've got a line marked on the inside. I was gonna use my cutoff wheel, but my Harbor Freight compressor doesn't want to turn over. It starts and then it just keeps stopping. I need a new compressor. I was gonna use a Dremel, but I've got this cheap Dremel, and it's just more pain than it's worth. So I'm gonna try this drywall bit on my bigger Dremel oscillating saw. Try the panel blade, see how that works. It's temporarily in with the factory screw. You see how it kind of molds down there in the corner? And then I'll put the clips back on behind here to hold it. I'm gonna test it. It's nice to be making a little progress. I was getting a little frustrated there. So you can see we've got good clearance here. I don't think there's any rubbing here. So I'm actually gonna take this off and do the mirror on the other side before I attach the clips. Got both sides mirrored up here. And now I'm gonna get this guy attached. All right, keep that sort of factory look going over here. The 2 clips in here broke, so I used some other clips, so hopefully that'll stay. And got the backside screwed in, all the screws back in. Sorry, it's starting to look way better. Now hopefully the rear wheels will be super easy. Well, just took it for a test drive with my daughters, and it drives great. I think it's awesome. I think the only thing I might do is either remove these guys or trim them or something, because with a little bit of suspension flex it rubs a little bit here, but it wasn't bad. And here it is. So cutting the fenders is not for a faint of heart, and I definitely need to do a perfect job. It's fine from 10 feet, but you know, like I said, I plan on getting a new bumper in the future, so I'm not too worried about it. You know, maybe if it was black plastic, it'd be a little easier to fix, but you can't really fix chrome. You know, as much as I grind on, it just messes with the coating. You know, you can always fix paint and stuff, but chrome is chrome. But other than that, I think it turned out great. That's all. Thanks for watching. I hope this encouraged you to put some new wheels or even try doing a NORCAL yourself. If you liked the video, please hit that like button and subscribe to see more. Until next time, may God bless you and keep standing up for what's right.